1 second. I must take preemptive action for what we are about to witness. Salud. Oh, God. To be or not to be? If it is to ask if this film should not exist, it is not to be. Good God. I can't believe we're here again. Thankfully, I'm saving JT from having to go through this shit. But I am...
by making me do it instead.
Exactly. I'm subjecting Nick to it. You know what? I need something that's got a little more flavor to it. Don't get me wrong. The burn of vodka is always good, but a little bit of Hypnotic will help take the edge off.
By the way, I only have until about 45 minutes from now before it's going to be too late for me to eat anything.
Okay. All right. Sorry. I'm just preparing myself for what I have to go through again. I watched the Nostalgia Critics review of this, and there were a lot of people in the comment section say, "Hey, check out Saber Sparks. Check out Saber Sparks check out Saber Sparks review of this." And it was done 6 years ago, and yeah, this is What the Hell is Joshua and the Promised Land, the worst animated movie ever by Saberspark. And I am terrified of what we're going to be witnessing. So, anyway.
If I end up not reacting much, you know it's because I'm dissociating as a defense mechanism from this.
Fair enough. But I will say this, Nick. Don't fight it. Let the hate flow through you and express yourself freely, because this deserves to be torn apart, mocked relentlessly for the rest of time. Well, Saber Sparks review, or Saber Sparks.
Stressed one of the things, which is this nicotine in my mouth ain't doing anything, and I'm probably gonna need it too.
Yeah, probably. So yeah, we're preparing ourselves. I still got my Hypnotic here, and if I feel the need to drink again, I will do it. I really shouldn't be drinking because the medicine I'm on, it's gonna do numbers on me, and I know I'm gonna be like regretting it later. But without further ado, here we go. This is What the Hell is Joshua and the Promised Land. Once again, Nick, I am so sorry.
You should be.
Oh. Yeah, my thoughts exactly.
So, a few weeks ago, I reviewed a movie called Leo the Lion and said it was the worst film on Netflix and possibly one of the worst films ever made.
I'm a vegetarian. I'm a vegetarian.
Well, that's not
reading
possible.
through my comments, and
Literally.
somebody said, "It's not as bad as Joshua and the Promised Land," to which I was like, yeah, sure, man. As if there could be a movie that's worse than Leo the
Hi, Dad.
Pick up your stuff, Joshua.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It is so much worse. In my Leo the Lion video, I criticize it on 5 things: animation, story, dialogue, editing, and voice acting. And yet, Joshua and the Promised Land just completely obliterates Leo the Lion in every category. Well, except for one, but just barely. And that's on a technicality. Guys, I truly believe...
Debating on whether or not to say something because I don't want an entire fan base after me.
Bring it on.
It looks like somebody made this in Kenshi.
Ouch.
And I know a lot of people love Kenshi, but Kenshi doesn't look very good. I'm sorry.
It doesn't. Yeah, you've got a point there.
This looks like a bad Kenshi mod machinima.
this is the worst animated film ever made, and I will show you why.
No! No!
Animation. What's there to say? It is disgusting. Like, the worst part about this movie. The characters look terrible, with their naked bodies and uncanny valley faces. The voices of the characters don't even sync up. And to top it all off, the movement. Time and time again, I saw these characters glitch through their bodies, or move in a way that shouldn't be possible. Body parts freaking out because the character model is having a meltdown. Voice acting. You know, I never thought I would look back on Leo the Lion as a positive. In hindsight, the voice acting in that film is superior. In this movie, it's just some kid and a few adults who have obviously never voice acted before.
Who am I talking to here? Myself?
I understand.
I didn't hear you.
I said I understand.
Editing. It's the sound mixing. I mean, it's so bad. There are moments where I can't hear the characters talk. I mean, I don't really want to hear them talk, but if you can't even hear them speak, then I'm gonna miss out on what's going on.
Moses said God promised the land to our ancestor Abraham, and that we have to scout it out now so we can plan our invasion.
Dialogue.
I'm hungry. Would you mind fetching a quail so we can eat?
No problem, Your Eminence.
You can call me Moses, Joshua.
Yes, sir, Moses.
Well, there it is.
Story. Okay, so this one's weird because the premise comes from the Bible, and the Bible has some pretty interesting stories. The Prince of Egypt is an incredible movie and is one of my favorite films ever.
You've chosen the wrong messenger. How can I even speak to these people? Who made man's mouth? Who made the deaf, the mute, the seeing, or the blind? Did not I? Now go!
Moses, I shall be with you when you go to the king of Egypt.
And on the other hand, you got this.
Moses, this is what you are to say to the people of Israel. You have seen what I did to Egypt.
Wait, I got another one. The Prince of Egypt?
Yeah. Some of the most epic bits of scenery you'll ever see.
And Joshua and the
Yeah,
Promised
for how
Land.
long ago that came out, that is incredibly well animated, isn't it?
Yeah, it was like 1999, I think. Over 25 years. Or just about 25 years. What's going on here?
Basically, what I'm trying to say is that the Bible
I know they
has
were probably
plenty
trying to animate an expression of fear and awe, but they missed real hard on that one.
Yeah,
They were
no
like,
doubt.
Here's the expression of fear and awe. Over there is where they ended up.
Yeah, like way off path. Oh, damn it.
interesting stories, and the Book of Joshua is no exception. Yet, this movie does the impossible and ruins this story. It feels disjointed, and all of these other factors, like the animation and voice acting, do not help the story in the slightest.
I want to know who made this and why.
Alright, so I did some research and tried to find out about the origin of this film. What I discovered was, interesting. Jim Lyon is the guy who's responsible for all of this.
Jim Lyon.
Yeah, as soon as I asked, he answered my question.
4 years to make this film. He directed it, he produced it, and he animated it. And the final product came out in 2004. Now, I can already see that some of you might say, come on, Saber. It took this guy 4 years to make this all by himself. Lay off. Well, I don't feel that way. What if I took 10 years to make a sculpture and the final product looked like this? Do I get a free pass?
I mean, it's true. It's like, tried to make a statue of Ronaldo. Took 10 years. Look at that. Look at that. Literally look at it. Don't look away. That's not Ronaldo. That's... no. I'm sorry.
That's funny is what that is.
Yeah.
No, you shouldn't. If it looks like garbage, guess what? It looks like garbage, no matter how it was done. Yeah.
Well, it's like us. It took us a long time to make our film. It took us a long time and cost a lot to make our film.
Well, and plus, like, if you watch what Thor's talking about with, like, game design and stuff, like, the alpha stage of something obviously looks like trash, but you make it better and refine it over time. You don't release the alpha stage to everyone. But this looks like he just kind of released his alpha movie to
This looks pre-alpha, dude. This looks like, literally, like, this dude had no idea what the hell he was doing.
He stopped before he was like, what is this? This you didn't finish. Like, you know, this isn't done.
No, it isn't. This is cooked.
Animation is not easy, but this guy still sunk all of his time and effort making a film that does not look good. And I don't know what his angle was. To make money, to get popular, to praise God, to show off. Seriously, I have no idea. But the final product looks like absolute trash.
It is trash.
I looked at his filmography to see what he's worked on in the past, and there's not much. He worked on The Summoned in 1992, which there's like nothing about, Joshua and the Promised Land in 2004, and then something called Gorgeous Nights in 2011, where he worked on that film as an animator. Luckily, I was able to find this film on YouTube. It's pretty bad.
Have been deleted. Agent Brody hides within a 3-mile radius.
This looks like storyboard. This looks like storyboarding, like with like the people here. It looks like them storyboarding, and this should have been shot on film or animated in some way.
I want to make an elaborate joke, but I know I'm going to go to hell if I do.
Go for it.
You have to give me a second because it's a prop joke.
Oh. Meanwhile, while he is grabbing his prop, I am going to have another dose of the hypnotic. Uh-oh.
Hello, Mr. Lyon. I'll be conducting your interview for the animation department today.
Hello.
Now let's look at your previous portfolio here.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm realizing the problem with this. I'm going to assume you're qualified, though, and we're going to go ahead and give you the job. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. You won't regret it.
Yeah, good. Cool. Ow. That was probably completely unnecessary, but it's just...
No, completely necessary, Nick. Completely fucking necessary. That was awesome. Thank you for that. Also, nice tie.
Yeah, yeah. It was also completely backwards for part of the joke.
Yeah. Oh, God.
radius. Engaging hostiles. Video incoming.
Oh, it's one of those Ugandan, like...
You would think after 11...
It's one of those Ugandan, like, action movies.
7 years, Jim Lyon would be a better animator. Nope, he still sucks.
Good night, sweetheart.
Also, the credit sequence from this film does not make any sense. Are they playing tic-tac-toe? Bingo? Whose name is for what picture?
Hold on.
Tic-tac-toe? Bingo? Whose name is for what?
Sammy... Black Zach? Why call him Black Zach? His name's Sammy. Why call him... It makes no sense. See? Todd Maxwell. It makes sense to call him T-Max. T-Max. See? Makes sense. Why call him Black Zach? Why?
A picture.
Plot to assassinate her orchestrated by the world's most powerful, violent, vicious human traffickers.
Okay, so let's get back to Joshua and the Promised Land.
Boy.
I see a review here on dove.org. Joshua and the Promised Land comes as a heartwarming tale for the whole family, and the tradition of C.S. Lewis and J.R.R. Tolkien.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Huh? No, what the fuck are you... I'm not...
This movie literally shares nothing in common with those films, whether it be Narnia or Lord of the Rings. Nothing. And I'm actually quite insulted.
So like that review was just written by Jim Lyon himself.
Well, no. Truth be told, he's reading the synopsis. But
that is true, yeah.
Whereas the review actually says, while the story starts a little slow, it builds momentum. The computer-generated animation took over 4 years to complete, and it shows. This 3D animation recounts the story of Joshua and his battles. Young children would enjoy seeing this classic Bible story unfold in a new and unique way. No, the frick they will not.
I think they'll be traumatized is what they're going to be.
For the whole
Absolutely.
family. And the tradition of C.S. Lewis. This would be Narnia or Lord of the Rings. Nothing. And I'm actually quite insulted that they would say that to begin with. Oh, but here's the best part of all. The computer-generated animation took over 4 years to complete, and it shows. What? What do you mean it shows? If anything, it shows how much of a waste of time it was. My friend Tommy Oliver makes better models on his own, and it does not take him 4 years. All right, let's just try and stomach this movie.
No!
No!
So we start off with this magnificent company logo. And oh my god, it's just so beautiful. They should have sent a poet. And here comes the intro credits with music that reminds me of old school Doom. And boom! There he is, the narrator. And the guy looks like Piglet if he survived a nuclear holocaust. Oh, and check out that wonderful background. Reminds me of my grandmother's house.
The Bible tells the story of a young man named Joshua, who was strong and full of courage.
Within 5 seconds, I knew I signed my soul away, as naked Joshua skips throughout the house. And for some reason, Jim Lyon thought it would be smart to put scenes that are in the movie later on the wall in the house as pictures and portraits. We are then introduced to Joshua's dad, who comes across as a mean drunk.
I thought you said you were cleaning out the den today.
Well, honey, I'm sorry. I have got other things I've got to do.
Right, like tinkering around with that car again.
Hey, come on. This is my day off. This is what I'm gonna do. This is my day off. This is what I'm gonna do.
Like, seriously, I thought he was gonna beat his wife.
Well, if you would just stop spending so much time on that car of yours, I wouldn't get so upset.
So poor Joshua goes up to his room to sleep, I guess. But we are once again visited by the narrator.
As you can see, Joshua feels kind of lost in the shuffle, and he doesn't know where to turn.
The narrator overall is completely useless and should not be in the movie. But what's even weirder is the next character.
Who are you?
Some people call me the best friend, but my real name is Christopher Andrew Eugene Bazioni, at your service. But it's okay if you don't like it. Just call me Chris.
So this is Joshua's guardian angel or something, though he looks like a reject Five Nights at Freddy's character who got caught in static limbo. Something I mentioned before, but want to bring up again, is how the character's model will clip through itself, especially while they're trying to sit down. You can typically see it in their lower abdomen and armpits. So the angel wants to take Joshua on a little trip.
I don't know. My mom will get mad if I'm late for dinner.
Hey, I promise that I will have you back in time for dinner.
I don't know.
Come on. You trust me, don't you?
No.
You trust the guy who sent me, don't you?
Dude, I literally have no idea who you are affiliated with. But it's too late. Despite Joshua's concerns about being late to dinner, the angel grabs him by the arm and takes off, which looks kind of painful. Like the arm comes out of the socket.
Just make sure you don't
And it
let
sounds
go of
like
my
it too. It's like, hold on. All right, Mr. Owen.
Wait, no, I have a loose joint in that arm.
Don't worry. I'm not going to actually pull. I was just going to be like, all right, Mr. Owen. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to readjust your shoulder and everything will be fine. Here we go. And...
My arm!
It actually popped when you did just that because it's that loose.
Really?
Yeah.
Sorry,
It
dude.
didn't hurt, but like it went... That's how bad my shoulder is over here. It's just...
Ooh. Sorry,
like,
man.
If I do this, you can like sometimes even hear it.
Well, mine, like, it's when I go up like
that
this.
hurt.
When I go up like this, yeah, my shoulder literally, like, pops out of socket.
I used to have a habit of like doing this with my shoulder blade, like just up and down and making it pop when I was in like middle school. And my doctor told me I should quit that because I was probably going to wear down my cartilage. So I worked out not doing that anymore.
That's good.
Soaring through this green sky and then warp into the past, which for some reason they use the sound effect from 3D Pinball Space Cadet.
Well, hang on.
I didn't know that. That was not in Doug Walker's review. That is... No. How dare you ruin that? That is one of my favorite, like, things ever.
They arrive in ancient Egypt, and we are told that Moses and the Jews are on the run. Also, we get this wonderful bit of animation where Joshua somehow rotates around the pyramid. This movie is full of this stuff, though. You'll see characters clipping through stuff all the time. So that's the...
Yes.
The guy running in the background, but the guy in the foreground is in front of him.
Yeah.
It's like, did you not like go back through and double check like your shit like at all? Like what the fuck, man?
Probably not.
Pharaoh, who is some kind of cat thing, despite having humans in the art behind him, but he's too busy dealing with the Jews to care. So he hops on his horse and gets major whiplash. We then see the presence of God. Now, Joshua is told that the flame is deadly, and that he could die if he gets too close to it. But for some reason, he's like, I want to get closer.
That's the presence of God there protecting the Hebrews. No man can touch it and live.
Come on!
I mean, hey, maybe he wants to die. After watching this movie, I want to die too. Alright, so we arrive at the Jews, and the guardian angel says something that's, kind of rapey.
Listen, Joshua, sometimes a no means maybe. I'll grant you that. But when it comes from God, a no means no. Capiche?
Capiche? You're associating Italian Americans to intimidation tactics?
Also, the background is blurred. Maybe they're trying to create perspective, but to me, all it does is make it look like they're very small. Ah, and there's Moses. You could tell because he's a monkey with a ballsack chin. There's also this wind sound effect, but it looks like Moses is the one doing it because he's opening up his mouth. Now, in order for Joshua to continue on this journey, he's got to change his appearance, which obviously requires him to possess a person.
Just hold your breath a second. This isn't gonna hurt.
What is it?
Whoa. Are you in any pain?
Yes. constantly.
Yes.
With that, Joshua skips into action and heads across the Red Sea. So the Egyptians arrive and charge across to kill the Jews. But the presence of God...
I'm sorry. All I can do is just look at this horse. This horse,
So
like,
the Egyptians
this
arrive.
horse is just like, this horse is just like.
That horse actually has the appropriate expression for the reaction to the fact that this film exists.
Kill me. Kill me.
Also, that horse might have cancer because where's its mane?
Oh.
Charge across
Poor
to kill the
buddy.
Jews. But the presence of God has other plans, as the fire effect lazily goes across the screen. Seriously, the Prince of Egypt has nothing on this scene.
Washing away all of. Oh man.
I need to watch that movie again.
It's worth it, dude. It still holds up. It is amazing.
So begins the 40 years in the desert, as Moses tries to keep the Jews happy.
So they're all really hungry and irritable. It's the middle of the desert, so it's not like they can go find the nearest restaurant. Since Moses is their leader, he's the one that had to ask God to feed the people.
What in the hell is happening to this poor bird's leg? Like, look at it! It's freaking out! And why does it look like a pickle when it's cooked?
I'm hungry. Would you mind fetching a quail so we can eat?
No problem, Your Eminence.
You can call me Moses, Joshua.
Yes, sir, Moses.
Yes, sir, Moses.
Joshua, I want you to pitch your tent next to mine from now on.
Phrasing.
Now it's time for
Phrasing.
a glorious battle scene. And who better to lead the forces of God than an 8-year-old boy with 0 combat experience? Also, why is the theme from Terminator in this movie?
It's not quite the same.
No, it's similar, but not on the
I
money.
mean, I could tell just from originally hearing him play it before he played the Terminator. I was like, I know the notes to Terminator. It's not quite the same, but yeah, it sounds like it's about to go into the Terminator theme when it starts up.
But also, it's missing the most quintessential piece. You know, the.
All right, everybody. Let's beat these guys.
So inspiring. Could you imagine if Aragorn said the same thing during the Black Gate?
All right, everybody. Let's beat these guys.
Dude, Battle of the Bastards wish it looked this good.
Oh.
Also, I swear, I hear the of SpongeBob in the background.
I hear it too.
So it took me a couple times of watching this movie, but this guy throws a spear and hits Joshua. Like, he got hit instantly. And here's a highlight reel of some of my favorite moments during this battle.
It's my favorite Always Sunny music right there.
The sweet, sweet fantasy, baby. Yeah, I'm not Mariah
lyrics?
Carey. Huh?
It has lyrics?
Yeah. It's Mariah Carey. Fantasy.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, they were talking about on the podcast is like, which music did we use the most in Always Sunny, you think? And they were like, dun 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 dun. They didn't even say that it was Mariah Carey. They just.
I don't know.
Strange.
It's such a sweet, sweet fantasy, baby. It's in the you know, the Free Guy movie, that one with Ryan Reynolds. He's walking down the street and he hears like that playing in that girl's headphones. He's like, I love that song. And she turns around and she's like, that's new. Because he's an NPC and he's supposed to like say the same dialogue. Yeah, but anyway.
Just a reminder, this guy
I
is
just always see the landlord and Frank staring at each other while dancing to that song, just angrily.
Is killing people. But after a hard-fought battle, the day is won as the bad guys skip off and retreat.
Hop and skip into the...
We then hear a victory cry that goes from hooray to hooray! So God shows up the next day, and Moses and Joshua go up into the mountain to get the 10 Commandments. When they get back, though, they discover that the Jews are worshiping some golden calf, and Moses freaks out.
There's a sound of war in the camp.
No, Joshua. It is not the sound of victory or of defeat that I hear. It is the sound of singing. No! No!
Moses then punished the Jews by making them break down the cow, pour the powder into some water, and then told them to drink it.
Finally, he made all the people who broke the law drink the water. Yuck.
Okay, that one might be on you, Bible. Moses then goes up to the mountain, and a lightsaber cuts out. I'm so sorry, this is so stupid. I kid you not. I can't say
this is the light. It's the lightsaber sound.
Moses goes up to the mountain, and a lightsaber shoots out of the sky, and you can actually hear the lightsaber sound effect as it carves out the 10 Commandments. It's just fantastic.
I know.
So the Jews...
All of a sudden I go back in my mind to the history of the world, part 1. It's like, God has bestowed unto us these 15. Oy.
These 10
commandments. 10 commandments for all to obey.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Finally arrive to the promised land. But spoiler alert, there's a bunch of bad guys there. So Joshua is sent as a spy to go see what's going on. It's pretty fantastic.
Jericho.
Because Joshua is one of the best spies ever. I mean, most spies hide or go in disguise. But no, not Joshua. He just walks right in to Jericho. You could see it right there. It's on the sign there, Jericho, in case you were confused.
Break down the walls of Jericho.
Jericho are just as dumb. I mean, this is a race of red-horned bulls or something. And here you got this lion.
Oh God, I thought I was seeing something horrifying for just a second.
What?
Like, if you go back... And go back a little bit more, but watch the guy on the right and just where this bottle's red.
Are just
as he comes into frame.
I mean, this is a race of red-horned bulls.
Oh my God!
That didn't look right at all. No, I thought he was just standing there, like with his leg up against the wall, just being like,
notice that.
just
being
like a fucking like creep.
just like, what's up with it? You like the angle of the dangle? Oh God.
Or something. And here you got this lion walking around. Never seen him before. Nah, he's cool. Don't worry about it. Let's get back to sacrificing this baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Joshua gets back and has a chat with the angel. He tells the angel that Jericho is a pretty bad place and does things like adultery.
They murder, they steal, they commit adultery.
What's that?
Never mind.
Oh, yeah. Don't talk about sex.
Kids show.
But please,
It's
by
a
all
kids movie.
means, go back to killing people. Joshua and his friend Caleb tell Moses that the land is dangerous, but that they can take it because God's on their side. But the other Jews disagree and stone stone them.
Stone him! Stone him! Stone him! Stone him!
Right in the face.
Our wives and children will be taken as plunder.
We should choose a leader and go back to Egypt.
The land we explored is very good.
Please go to your tents. I will ask God for guidance.
Stone him! Stone him! Stone him!
We should choose a leader and go back to Egypt.
They use that voice recording twice. God tells Moses that he and the Jews screwed up, and that those who are over 20 cannot go into the promised land. So that left Joshua in charge, and he and the rest of the Jews went to Jericho to go take the city. So the narrator enters the movie and talks to Joshua.
Are you for us or for our enemies?
Neither, but as commander of the army of the Lord, I have now come.
What message does my lord have for his servant?
The place where you are standing is holy.
The plan is for the Jews to loudly go around the city blowing on basically trumpets and do that for about, I think it was 12 days.
12 days.
But
Yeah,
the Red Bulls see them and sound their Vuvuzela alarms and prepare for battle as fast as they can.
Every day they circled the city, and they would blow their horns, and then on the last day, the walls fell.
Across the battle of Jericho, and the wires came tumbling down.
But the battle never happens, and instead, the king gets his royal lazy boy and watches the Jews from his castle.
It appears to be a ritual to boast to the confidence of their troops, Your Highness.
What's with the guy and saying S? Yes, sire, sir, sizzlers. After marching around the city, the Jews finally stop, and the enemy laughs at them, and the clipping of the sound go off the chart.
So much for that fearsome God of theirs.
And then the craziest part of this movie happens.
Yeah. I was going to say, when you wake up in the middle of the night and your sleep paralysis demon is staring right at you, and then your sleep paralysis demon sees his sleep paralysis demon. Oh. Wow! Including a Reinhardt line. Oh yeah, this.
So I went...
The fuck was that?
That was the devil. That was the devil, literally.
To a Christian private school when I was a kid. So I know a couple of things about the Bible. That being said, I have no idea what this red thing is. It's just some floating red fiery lion head, and it follows Joshua home. So Joshua finally returns home. And by the way, guys, check out this poster behind him. Seriously, it's freaking rad. I mean, a lion on a skateboard. All right, so it's time for Joshua to say goodbye to his angel. And so we see one of the most awkward hugs in cinematic history.
Oh no, bad touch. Bad touch.
No! Hands off!
You'll get over it. Freak. Anyway, you're late for dinner, which was not my
That's
fault.
even more awkward than before they updated Baldur's Gate 3 and you were playing as a short character and went to make out with your tall, like, love interest.
And you were, like, making out with their lower
stomach,
extremities.
basically.
Yeah, their lower extremities.
I've got to go.
I mean, it's not my fault that you're 40 years late to dinner. But the devil lion head thing comes back for revenge. And Joshua and him have a sword fight. A sword fight that is completely useless. The lion head just flies into the wall and dies. And then turns into a Snickers bar.
No, he cut it in half.
Just with the shitty animation.
Yeah.
We see Josh.
I was going to say...
It looked like a Snickers bar for a second, then it quickly deteriorated.
Yeah. I was going to say, if his parents came into his room, like, Joshua, did you shit in the floor? Twice? No, that was the personification of the devil. I cut him in half. Joshua, there is a bathroom just down the hall. There's no need for you to shit in the floor.
We see Joshua's parents fighting at the dinner table, but Joshua sits down to enjoy his, might I add, delicious meal and smiles at his parents, which makes them all nice for some reason.
I'm sorry I yelled at you, honey.
It's okay. I forgive you.
It's okay.
I forgive you.
I'll try to spend some more time with you. With both of you.
No!
So this movie was just terrible. It strikes out in nearly every category. As I showed you, the animation is atrocious, with horrible designs and movement that constantly clips through itself. The voice acting is trash. Unlike Leo the Lion, where the voice actors were just poorly directed, here, the voice actors are just bad.
No problem, Your Eminence.
No talent whatsoever. The dialogue?
Hi, Dad.
Pick up your stuff, Joshua.
Need I say more? The story is the only saving grace for this movie, and that's because it comes from the Bible. Leo the Lion had a worse story, but at least it was original. Here, they borrowed from a source, and they practically crapped all over it.
In the Bible, it says that God freed the Jews from slavery, but the Pharaoh didn't want to let them go. He's out there in the desert right now planning to recapture the slaves. Not a good idea.
No! Overall, this movie makes Leo the Lion look like an award-winning film. There might be some worse films out there, but as far as I'm concerned, this one is the absolute worst. Do not watch it.
Aha! Ritual sacrifice.
Calling the bear, Jew over. He's gonna take that big bat of his, and he's gonna beat your ass to death with it.
My God. Well. Well, I got nothing to say except for...
So, I expected a lot worse based on how you and JT were talking about it.
Oh, it was...
It's not like Birdemic and, what was it, The Talking Cat, in the way that I'm just like, why? Why? Like, the whole time, like, it didn't break my brain. It was just garbage. You know what I mean?
I guess, but...
and it's not like a so bad it's good thing like The Room either. It's
bad,
terrible,
horrible,
yeah,
god awful.
Yeah, this has done nothing for me by realizing that this exists, and whoever made it should feel very bad. And I'm sure God will be like, "Why do you think that was a good idea?"
I'm going to say, your movie is bad, and you should feel bad.
And I didn't realize that when people talked about people committing atrocities in God's name that this was the kind of thing they were talking about.
No, I know, right? Anyway.
God's probably up there just like...
Why?
Jim, we're going to have a talk.
A long conversation about your future as an artist. Stop. Please. Anyway, I got nothing else to add. It's late. I'm tired. I know Nick's got stuff to do. I also got stuff to do. But we will see y'all on the next one, everybody. So until next time, I'm Nate.
I'm Nick.
Y'all be good people. Take care. Peace.